episode 187 of NoCoders Office Hours. I'm your host, Tanya, and we're here with our guest, Don, is it Seibert?
Seibert.
And we're going to get started in just a moment, but first I wanted to make sure you understand what Office Hours is all about. We do this 6 times per week, Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays at 10 a.m. Pacific time, Tuesdays and Thursdays at 6 p.m. Pacific time, and then we have an extra session on Mondays at 7:30 p.m. Pacific time. And what it is we invite our Office Hours members onto our Zoom, which we record, and they can ask us any bubble questions that they want, and we get them answers if we can. We can't promise all the answers because we don't have all the answers, but we do pretty well, and we do promise that you won't suffer alone. So if you would like to join us on Office Hours, you can go to pronocoders.com and sign up for your membership today. Hi, Don, welcome.
Thank you.
Yeah, so you had a question in one of the Facebook groups about how you would connect your management of your app with your students' use of your app.
That's correct. The app has a database in it that of all the transactions that a student enters while they're in the course, and we want to make sure that they stay active, and I want to have an administrative capability of accessing that database.
Gotcha. So the way that we typically do this, there are some instances when you want to connect 2 different apps and have their databases interacting with each other, and you can do that. It's a little more complicated and involved, but it can happen. But it's not necessarily the best way of going about it if what you're trying to do is to make sure that some users see some content and other users see other content, or if you want like an app admin to be able to see all of the content, but the students only to see their content and not the app admin's content. So what we typically do in that situation is we have certain pages that, and pardon the mess, we're at the end of the month, so the sandbox has become very messy here. But what we typically do is we have a section here, and in Canvas in particular, we call it just the admin page. Admin portals are pretty popular, and this is a page where the admin can come in and they can see and do different things, and nobody else has access to this page except the app admin. And so in your case, you were talking about wrapping it with BDK and how would you keep them separate? Well, you wouldn't. It would still be wrapped with the BDK service and part of the app, but the students wouldn't have permissions to see it, and they wouldn't be able to go to it even if they tried. And so the way that we do this is with different permissions. Now, this is just a blank screen, so let me log in as an admin so you can see. Come on, Bubble. Okay, so the app admin would have different abilities to set up the branding and marketing pages and things like that. But really what we're interested here is the reports and things like that. So if we were to go into the analytics section here, you would be able to see, how many users signed up, the total number of users, how many have been active, and charts and things like that you would set up, and you'd be able to manage your users. And then you can set up basically interactions for any kind of data that's in your database. You can have different reports that you run and allow yourself to do whatever kind of manipulation of the data that you need to do, all from the admin portal. And then in the database, the way that we keep these things separate is through the use of privacy rules, right? Making sure that, for instance, that a user would only be able to see their own user information and not anybody else's.
Right.
The user and the app admin, for instance. So in the user, I would probably have 2 different rules, unless you have users talking to each other on your app. Yeah.
No.
Okay, so we'd have an admin role. The admin would say when the current users the current user's role is app admin and the current user is logged in, then they can view everything and see everything.
Mm-hmm.
And then we would say the same for an owner role. So when this user is the current user, and the current user is logged in, then they can see everything. And then everyone else would not be able to see anything, right? Everything else is left unchecked. So certain data types you would make just available to the admin and not available to anybody else.
Right.
Then the other thing we do with the page role is on the pages themselves, you can set a privacy rule. Now, Canvas does it a little bit differently. They use option sets and they have the bubble pages here and the private yes or no and the list of roles that you can do it. But you can simply do it just by going into the page, into the workflows. And when the page is loaded, so you could create a rule here that on the page load, if they have the wrong role, they're redirected somewhere else. So they can't load the page, right? So you could say here, so when the current user's role.
And when you use BDK, first thing they have you do is go in and change all the page loads to use a
using that workflow, the BN workflow?
Well, yeah, in the workflow, you go to the page load and you put in the BDK command instead of the regular page load command. It's BN, whatever. Anyway, I presume I would not do that for the admin page.
That's a good question. I'm not sure. You probably it wouldn't hurt to have it do that for the admin.
Yeah, as long as the privacy is there, it shouldn't
matter. As long as you have the privacy set here, so that they won't be able to load the page if they don't have the appropriate permissions.
Yeah. Okay.
So, and then this way you don't have to worry about bridging the database to another app interface. You can keep everything in one, and it's pretty simple.
Good.
Awesome. Did you have any other questions or anything?
No, that's my biggie. I'm almost complete with the app. I've put it all up in BDK. I've wrapped it in PDK and using their little simulator, I can see it on my phone and been playing with it, get the user interface right and things looking pretty, and the ability to have the ability to have admin so that I can monitor what's going on. If a person, it's a 49-day course, and if they, like on the second day, if they don't show up, I want to be able to send them a push notification rather than be on the app, because they don't have the app loaded. So I'd have to get to their phone. So I'd have to do that from a different place. So I could do that from the admin. But I can't know whether they're not there unless I can interrogate that database.
Exactly. Yeah, push notifications are a really powerful way to make things sticky. And then I think also SMS can be helpful.
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
Sure.
Yeah. Perfect. Well.
Good.
It's nice to meet you.
Yeah, it's great to meet you. I'm happy. Thank you so much for responding to my query.
Sure, no problem. No problem. Yeah. I hope you have a wonderful holiday. And I think since no one else showed up for office hours, I'm just going to go ahead and wrap it up.
Okay. Okay. Will this video be available to me?
Yes, we're recording. I will send you the recording right after. I'll just
Okay,
send it to you in a direct message, and then eventually this will get replayed live on Facebook. So,
very good.
okay,
I'll be signing up for this service. That's very exciting to me. So
perfect. Yeah, we do
yeah,
this 6 times per week, and normally we have 4 or 5 people here. It's just the holidays, I
yeah,
think. So,
yeah. Well, hopefully my activity will be hot and heavy for the next few weeks, and then once the thing's running, I shouldn't be doing a whole lot more development, I hope. But
awesome.
we'll see.
Yeah, well, we're here to help, and also
Yeah.
as a member, you get access to our private Slack channel where you
Hmm.
can join the group and get to know everybody and ask
Good.
questions between sessions as well.
Very good. Again, thank you very much, and I look forward to working with you.
All right, we'll see you soon.
Okay.
Thanks.
Bye-bye.
Bye. And we are going to wrap up office hours. We'll be back here tomorrow morning at 10 a.m. Pacific time for office hours episode number. What's that episode number? I think we're like
188.
188. Yeah, 188.
Yeah.
We're getting close. We're going to celebrate our 200th session. Eli Beachy and Pablo Heredia are going to both join me. So we'll have a founders session of office hours. We can't wait. So hope save the date for January 7th. See everybody later.
Thank you.